Good.
Good morning, Portland! This is week 127 of Justice for Qadira.
Okay, and I wanted to start off today with a couple articles that I've been meaning to read. The first one is about companies that are succeeding in Mexico. And I just want to say that we come down here every week, and sometimes we talk about what's going on with her daughter, which is being covered up at all levels. And sometimes we talk about other things that are concerning us. And I've been meaning to read this article because, you know, we have mass migration going on here in America now, and it's not being done for the right reasons, and it's not being done because anybody cares about anybody, and I just don't think people know about this. So this is a company called TACNA, T-A-C-N-A, Companies Succeeding in Mexico. Mexico is the United States' largest export market and third largest trading partner. Many global companies have chosen to locate significant manufacturing operations in Mexico along the U.S.-Mexican border. The combination of lower cost wages and close proximity to U.S. markets make Mexico an attractive option in today's competitive environment. Approximately 54% of the raw materials used in Mexican manufacturing facilities are sourced from the U.S. Why are U.S. companies manufacturing in Mexico? Mexico is an active member of the World Trade Organization, the G20, and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The Mexican government supports free trade with agreements such as NAFTA, USMCA, ALADI, which I don't even know what that is. In total, Mexico has 12 free trade agreements with 46 countries. Companies operating in Mexico can take advantage of these extensive free trade agreements. The U.S. and Mexico are partners in NAFTA and enjoy a broad and expanding trade relationship. The United States and Mexico have cooperated more closely to improve North American competitiveness, ensure the safety of their citizens, and promote clean energy and a healthy environment. The scope of U.S.-Mexican relations goes far beyond diplomatic and official contacts. It entails extensive commercial, cultural, and educational ties as demonstrated by 1 million plus legal border crossings per day, 1 million plus U.S. citizens currently living in Mexico, 18,000 companies with U.S. investments operating in Mexico, 40% U.S. share of all foreign direct investment in Mexico. Here's a partial list of global companies succeeding in Mexico. So I want everybody to be aware this is who's responsible for, you know, the border crisis and the chaos we're seeing. I don't know if you're paying attention to what's going on in New York, but it's not good. We've got GM, Sony, Xerox, Volkswagen, Bayer, Coca-Cola, DuPont, IBM, Nokia, Philips, Siemens, Nestle, LG, HP, Kenworth, and that's just a partial list. So start succeeding in Mexico, okay? Cut operating costs up to 80%. Join this elite group of companies manufacturing in Mexico. Call us to discuss how we can help you begin operations in as little as 12 weeks. So, when we talk about what's going on our border and people pouring over the border who can't take care of themselves where they are, that's because our public officials have condoned these people being used as slave labor. So they are trying to flee those conditions, and they're coming here where they're just going to be used as slave labor too. As soon as they stop pretending to care and start throwing them out of the hotels and the police stations and the schools and stuff that they are now beginning to occupy. But this migration has solely to do with the fact that the corporations, they just want we're left with. And you don't ever hear about this stuff talked about on the media because they don't want us to figure this out, okay? They want people to be downtrodden and enslaved and unable to take care of themselves because life is not the value on this planet. And I'm utterly appalled at this new idea of Mayor Wheeler to sweep everybody into concentration camps. I understand that we have a serious homeless problem, and I do believe that we need to help people, but you don't help somebody into a dirty, filthy camp and pretend like you're going to care about them. I just watched a documentary on the Holocaust last night, and I don't see why that's not going to happen here because the homeless people are already considered garbage, okay? They've been thrown out to die. They will easily flood these camps with more drugs, and they'll just be ODs and mass death. I mean, the stench coming from these camps is going to be horrific, but of course, they'll find ways to cover it up because they're covering up this atrocity against our daughter very well. People in the United States don't know me and my husband are down here talking every week. There are people in Portland who don't know that me and my husband are down here talking every week. So don't tell me when they start rounding up people, for all of you people that support this, and I see a lot of people supporting this idea, and you won't be able to scrub the blood off your hands. When you see what they are going to do with that support, because I guarantee you they don't have good plans for those people. Which brings me to my next article. This was the big news yesterday. 100% lab-grown babies in 5 years. Japanese researchers are on the cusp of creating human eggs and sperm that can be grown in a fake womb. Right. And I don't want to call these researchers, let's just call them demons. Let's just call them demons because when you start doing this kind of stuff, you're not human anymore at all. So, growing human babies from scratch in a lab could be possible in just 5 years thanks to a new breakthrough. Researchers in Japan are on the cusp of being able to create human eggs and sperm in a lab from scratch, which would then develop in an artificial womb. Professor Hayashi, a Japanese scientist at Kyushu University, who has already figured out the process in mice, believes he is just 5 years away from replicating the results in humans. Dr. Hayashi and his team recently created 7 mice with 2 male biological parents using skin cells from a male mouse to form a viable egg and then fertilize it. The ability to produce custom-made human sperm and eggs in the lab is called in vitro gametogenesis. It works by taking cells from a person's blood or skin and reprogramming them to become induced pluripotent stem cells. I can't even barely read. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but who wants to be born this way in a lab? What person wants to find out they were grown in a lab? Okay? Because, and this all ties into what's going on here and how it's just becoming so acceptable to kill people and throw people out to die, which I thought the Holocaust was supposed to have taught us that we're not supposed to be this evil and horrible. I thought we were supposed to learn something from what Hitler did, but nobody's learned nothing. And the people that own the media, they are the ones that carry the most shame and have the most blood on their hands because they won't even allow us to vote on this stuff or talk about this stuff. So anyway, it works by taking cells from a person's blood or skin and reprogramming them, like I said, to induce these stem cells. In theory, these cells can become any cell in the body, including egg and sperm cells. They could then be used to make embryos and implanted in women's wombs. Okay, no thank you. Scientists have been able to make very basic human eggs and sperm this way, but have not been able to make embryos. Dr. Hayashi guessed it would take 5 years to produce egg-like cells from humans, with another 10 to 20 years of testing before physicians would feel the process is safe to use in clinics. I think I'm going to stop right there. I'm so disgusted with this. Anyway, this is the path humanity's on. And why is humanity on this path? Because life is not the value on this planet. And everybody thinks that me and my husband are out here wasting our time because we're never going to get some type of conventional justice. But I don't know if you can get justice from Satan, and that's who's running everything here in Portland. Hitler would love Portland today. You can just ask to get your camps funded, and the public stands by silently and says nothing. Look, if we want to help the homeless people, let's help them. Okay? I'm out here putting out suggestions, but no, people want to see people disposed of. And all over the world we see this happening. That is why this is the end times. Because mankind thinks they're going to create something better than God. That's the arrogance, okay, that mankind suffers from. None of this here is good enough. Not the life, not the women, not the way the life comes in. The life experience isn't good enough for anybody. Everybody just wants. You know? And no matter how much we get, it's never good enough. God can never give us enough. And here we have all this vitriol and hate for one another, and we're constantly trying to scoop people up and get rid of them. Now you have people like Klaus Schwab and Noah Yuval Harari and all these people in these tall buildings who are in their back pocket, you know, sitting here basically saying that, you know, oh, look at the population. They look so horrible. Let's get rid of them, and then we'll create this better population. You know, this scientist, he actually birthed a litter of mice from 2 male mice, which means these mice have no female cells, characteristics, nothing. Now, they're not telling us how these mice are behaving. Are they eating each other? Are they something wrong with them? Are they Satan's spawn? I don't know. But why we think that we're just going to have men have the babies now, I want the men to listen up right now. There are men on this planet who just don't want women here, period. And they are going to get their wish. Because once we have these labs where we're growing babies, what are we going to keep women around for? Why? We already got millions of them locked up in Afghanistan and Iran. Women all over the world are treated like absolute garbage, even though they're the ones that have steadfastly populated this planet. So enough knowledge could actually be gotten so we could even build a civilization. But now women, we're just being kicked out of everything, right? Kicked out of our own everything, our own bathrooms, our own sports, our own houses, our own lives, our own planet. You know, there's no respect.
Our own religion.
Yeah, our own religions. It's terrible. I have a word to the church, too, because I know there's a lot of churches and mosques and synagogues in this city. All those places run by Satan worshipers, because I haven't gotten any goodwill from any of them. Not a one of them. And I don't hear any churches really standing up to any of the chaos that's going on here. I haven't heard one church leader come out and speak against the horror we see on our streets. You know, and what concerns me at the end of the day is it's been so easy for them to cover up justice for Qadira. It doesn't matter that we're telling the truth. We can stand down here and tell everybody they tortured and abused our daughter. We're not getting enough people to collectively care. I don't want to put that on all of you because I know that a lot of you do care and your hands are tied. But we need to start coming together and talking about what we're going to do. Because it's not the Republicans, it's not the Democrats. Both parties are worshipers. Money worshipers, okay? And you gotta start calling them that. They are not elites, and they are creating hell every single day of their life. They want to live in hell. They want to do things like have babies grown in labs. Why? Why can't people have mothers? Don't people deserve to have a mother? Aren't already enough people going without mothers and fathers just from regular things that go on the planet? Like people die, they have accidents, they get depressed and drink themselves to death, whatever.
We get divorces.
They get divorces, whatever. So many people already lacking parents, but now when babies are grown in labs, then I guess people will be even more disposable.
Yes, sir.
We're speaking for justice for our daughter, but I'm talking about, she was abused by
the brother of a politician.
yes,
It's been covered up by all levels of the government here. They ran a fraudulent trial in the Multnomah County Courthouse. They did not treat our daughter at OHSU and Providence St. Vincent. She almost died, by the way. And the police refused to investigate any of it. So all of this is going on right in front of you. And we can't get any of it looked into. Okay, our ability, the lack of our ability to hold our public officials accountable is what is destroying our planet.
Yeah, what happens when Wheeler sets up these camps and people start dying? Because people are already dying in the streets. Are we going to care? Are we going to notice? Is the media going to cover it? I doubt it. People are dying in the streets every day in Portland, and nobody's cared. And you know what's interesting is this has been going on for a long time. This problem had a genesis, and it built up. I watched it because I was born and raised in Portland, so there was a time when there was no homeless people. Now there's all these homeless people, and guess who's not responsible? All the people running everything. I also have a word to some of you fake, fraudulent activists. I watch you on social media. I see how you go around and you demoralize and dehumanize the homeless people. You go up to them and you talk to them and you film them and you pretend it's because you care, but really your whole agenda is getting them swept into these camps, because I see that you support that. So you know what? You're going to have a lot of blood on your hands, because this isn't going to go well. I've seen the condition of the people in these streets. You can't shove them all together. They need proper help. And if you're not going to give them proper help, things are not going to go well. And I will tell you right now, me and my husband, we have a home. We had a job when all this corruption happened to us, and we still don't have a voice. So don't tell me that the voiceless are going to have a voice, that the houseless will have a voice, that people already consider them garbage. So what is to stop mankind from having a global Holocaust? Because that's kind of what I see being set up here. You know, it's not just here in America people are being thrown into camps. This is happening all over the world, as if it's a crime to be poor. As if it's just a crime if you don't know how to play this monopoly game really, really well. You know, I'm tired of the money worship. I am tired of it. You know, the only time we really saw Jesus angry was, you know, when he went and he confronted the money changers. Because what's happening here, this love and this worship of money, especially the people at the top, they can't stop themselves from creating a hell, because they don't even understand what life is anymore. They literally think, oh, we'll make babies in labs from two men. That's a great idea. Why is that a great idea? What was wrong with the natural process of creating a child? Do you know there's a reason why babies come through women, why pregnancy is 9 months? Because the mother and baby connect with one another, so when the baby shows up, the parents together want to take care of the baby, because it's a lifetime
Folks, we're talking about making genuine human connections. That's what we're lacking. And with the advent of technology, people are more plugged in, okay, to the digital realm than we are to each other.
We are becoming less human every day when the whole point of existence is to become more human, more compassionate, more loving,
more empathetic, more sympathetic to the suffering of other people. But we are losing that ability.
We're not even talking about what it would look like to start healing people. We're just busy manipulating one another. You know, I've been down here for 2.5 years suggesting that these global companies that are making money hand over fist in Mexico raise the wages so we can finally get a handle on all this migration, because we have no resources here to take care of anybody. We can't even take care of our own people. We don't even want to take care of our own people. Okay? I see them lying all over the streets. And if you think sweeping them all up and putting them into a camp, well, there'll be some of us keeping our heads above water like it was in Nazi Germany, but it's not gonna. How can you feel good? We already know about the Holocaust. We know. And this is, we're just gonna stand by silently again as if it never happened, because they're just homeless people, right? They're just homeless people. That's not God's children. It's not my responsibility. It's not your responsibility. It's nobody's responsibility, right? Even though it is all of our responsibility to come together to help take care of all of the life on the planet. And I'm sorry, blaming all the homeless people for the messes that are created because they have been forced to live outside, some of them for years, a whole lifetime. And then they're going to be blamed by our public officials who sit there taking in money hand over fist, stealing it, so they can live in mansions and take trips and vacations, and then they congratulate themselves for a job not done. Because it is everybody's responsibility who is administering this society for it to have not been looking like this.
Folks, they're doing this on purpose. Can't you see that? They want to dehumanize us. They want the ability to just dispose of us at will, because to them, to the money worshipers, we're not valuable.
They worship the money, and now that they have so much of it, they'll just turn the world into whatever they want. And they've decided that there's this tiny group of people, and they're God's chosen people, and nobody else belongs here. You know, because, they're filthy, they're homeless, they committed a crime, this or that. Sure, when their back was completely up against the wall. Most people, you know, before they turn to crime and hurting other people and all of that, usually there's a whole build-up to why that starts to happen, including addiction. You know, I went through serious addiction. I was an alcoholic after my daughter was burned for many, many, many years. And it was a very, very difficult addiction to kick, because I didn't want to be awake in this world. I didn't want to look at this shit anymore. I didn't want to deal with all the people running everything who were demonic. And I'm not kidding. The people in charge are demonic. I kid you not. They
all
worship
these people,
Satan.
That's
what they do.
They worship Satan. They worship his tools. Money was created, okay, by Satan. It was a suggestion that we all just went along with, and now we're blindly going along with it, and we're playing the stupid Monopoly game with our lives, okay? And it's destroying our entire race of beings.
And I just want to talk about, again, they can cover up any atrocity they want to cover up. They can ignore any atrocity they want to ignore. So if you've been down here and you've been watching this protest for the last 2.5 years, then you know for a fact that we don't have a free and fair media in America anymore. So don't tell me that all these concentration camps that are being set up everywhere, by the way, everywhere, and I'm telling you, if you're supporting these things, I see you. I see you. I see you fake activists out there who want these people to be killed, basically, because you're so angry at them because they fell off the Monopoly board and they're not doing enough to get back on it. But why would they want to get back on it when the whole place is shit? Run by demons.
Folks,
why do you think people want to be blacked out every day? We're not giving them anything to come back to.
folks, we need to create a living experience here that people actually want to engage in and want to be a part of. That we're not doing that because the focus is on making money. It's not on caring for people or for life. And we can easily do that. We can make an agreement. That's what sovereign free will beings have the ability to do.
We
okay?
also need to be calling out, when did this money become so all important that we're all okay with these companies, these big, huge companies? People are mad at the migrants. Be mad at Sony. Be mad at IBM. Okay? Be mad at these people who set up these slave plantations. Stop worshiping these billionaires. They are worshipped day in and day out because they're hoarders. They are hoarders. Okay? And they're not even using all the stuff they're hoarding. And now they're going to tell everybody how to live with their fake BS climate crisis. Oh yeah, the planet's dying, but we got plenty of money to make lab-grown babies, throw bombs around all over the planet, make a bunch of weapons. It's not a believable story anymore.
I'm sorry,
not
folks.
Believable.
You cannot convince me that we are having a climate crisis when there's plenty of money to build weapons to wage wars all over the planet.
And not just that, unnecessary surgeries. I see all kinds of unnecessary stuff going on around here, but everybody tells me we're having a climate crisis. No, we are having a crisis of compassion. We are having a moral crisis on planet Earth today because mankind has decided they're God. Okay? So how many people are our new gods going to invite to stay here? You know, I'd like Mayor Willer to come talk about it because he says the people in the camps are going to get services. Why aren't they getting services now? Okay? Because I'm telling you, sticking somebody in a dirty, filthy camp is not the way to help them. That's why these camps are not successful in helping people. They're running them down in LA and other places. People aren't coming back to society and getting their own places and getting self-sufficient in these places. No, they're not. Because these are not caring, loving places. Which is why I keep standing down here suggesting that more women, couples, and people who want to get involved be given grants so they can open adult foster care homes. Because those are more appropriate places to help people so they can live and get the care they need.
Folks, we need family settings because family settings are the best way to create a caring environment to help a person who's been suffering from abuse,
who's severely traumatized. You need to let them know somebody cares. You don't give them a slip of paper and send them to a dirty camp because they're unsightly, okay? And you don't want them in your face. You're not going to be able to heal anybody that way if you want them healed. Now, if you just want them dead, and I get it, most of you do, because the disregard for life on this planet is way up.
It's at an all-time high, folks.
That's why our daughter cannot get an apology. You would think that the fact that we have proven that these people abused and tortured our daughter for no reason, OHSU was involved, Providence St. Vincent's was involved, the courts were involved, the cops are involved, all these people are involved. Mayor Wheeler, he knows who we are, okay? If they're not going to apologize to her, what you think they're going to apologize when they sweep you up and have you dead in a camp somewhere? No one's going to care. Here we are
So they are not going to care, folks.
And probably no one else will either, because we've been down here for 2.5 years trying to get an apology for a child. It can't be done. It can't be done.
I don't want to say that it can't be done, but I will say it has not been done. And it needs to be done, folks. It needs to be done because we are not acknowledging the value of life here. The blatant disregard for life on this planet.
We don't even want to talk about it.
No, we can't. We can't continue this way.
They won't even talk about it in the media because they don't want to discuss keeping all the life. Like Klaus Schwab, Noah Yuval Harari, the people with the World Economic Forum, which, trust me, Ted Wheeler is totally on board. That's why you see every city that, you know, basically all these cities, they were saying Black Lives Matter. Now it's big camps matter, okay? Big mass encampments matter. So the people who have the money don't have to see the unsightly people who don't have the money, okay? And I don't know where mankind is going, but when I was watching this documentary about the Holocaust, one big problem they had during the Holocaust is the people who were doing the killing, there was a lot of turnover because they felt horrible. Because it doesn't make you feel good to kill people. You're not gonna feel good. You are also going to end up in hell.
But guess what?
Not because God puts you in hell, but because you won't be able to face God once you've involved yourself in that. You won't be able to get the blood off your hands, okay? You won't be able to wash it off for lifetimes. So, and I'm telling you right now, this whole city, all of our public officials have my daughter's blood on their hands, which is why since 2007, this city has turned into a hellhole. That was a choice. We made that choice. They made it for you. They made it for you, okay? Because what they did, okay, this was against universal law. It was against universal law. And they've been torturing and killing and murdering so many people on this planet that, you know what, our daughter was saved so we could stand down here and tell you this story, okay? And not just tell you this story, we recorded this story. That's why there's so much paperwork that is backing this up, because this has to stop. We are on a planet that does 73 million abortions annually. Look that up. 73 million. Yet, in our arrogance, we're going to start making babies in labs? Why? Because the women aren't good enough. That's why. The men don't think the women are good enough.
And folks, I just want to let you know, to my men, folks, we need our women. We need our women, okay? We can't just let the people in power get rid of our women, okay? So, folks, we need to stand up right now. We need to stand up as men. We need to stand up as women. We need to stand up as human beings. And we need to understand that we are one big family. And we need to start acting like it. Okay? The money can't continue to be the most important thing on the planet. It has to be people. It has to be people.
We need to start turning on our brains and realizing that literally Satan's voice is coming right out of that idiot box that you have playing all day. That's what your television set is. It's an idiot box, okay? And I'm telling you, if you don't have a discerning mind, if you're not a critical thinker, don't even turn it on. Because every single person in that machine is trying to manipulate you. Just look at KGW. Look at Coin. Look at the Oregonian. They won't cover this because they have their agenda, and they're very angry that me and my husband are here. They are not happy that we are here. We just got our 5th criminal citation on Wednesday in Multnomah Village.
Folks, we're not violating any laws, okay?
We're having a free speech event.
What we are doing here is fully covered by the First Amendment of not just the U.S. Constitution, but the Oregon Constitution. This is freedom of speech. Constitution. It is inviolate, okay? Your freedom to speak is inviolate, okay? And they don't have a way to control how you express yourself. They're trying to circumvent the Constitution with all this garbage violations. But it's not, folks.
I'm telling you right now, if people keep standing around, something that's I've been pretty interested in lately is the story of the two witnesses in the Bible. Now, I'm not saying we're the two witnesses, but I am telling you we are two witnesses. We witnessed a crime, okay? The two witnesses were only able to be out there for 3.5 years, okay, before they were swept away. Now, I don't know how long we're going to be able to be out here, but we've been out here for 2.5. And if we did happen to be those people, we'll be gone in a year. So there isn't a lot of time. I'm telling you that. We are running out of time. And people are not taking this as seriously as they should. July 1st, they're going to ban the camping. They're going to start rounding everybody up. Are we going to be watching what they do, or do we care? Are we going to let a bloodbath happen right in our own backyard? Are we going to say something?
Are we going to stand up for each other or not? Are people going to start mattering on this planet or not?
And I'm telling my homeless community, if you can, you need to sober up, because you're under attack, okay? And it's not going to be pretty.
We are all under attack. Humanity is under attack right now.
That's
by
right.
all these money worshippers.
But
they want you gone.
They do.
They want you gone.
They need a lot.
You are using up too much of their stuff.
That's right.
They want you gone.
And that's why they can't apologize to our daughter or give her one shiny penny, because even one shiny penny is too much for them, because they need it all. You see how these rich people live? $200 million mansions, $1 billion mansions. They're never going to stop. Their appetite is insatiable.
These people
think they are God.
They want to own the stars. They want to own outer space. These people think that they can own other planets. What is wrong with these people?
They can't enjoy the life experience because their entire focus is their wallet. And all they can do is shove and shove and shove more stuff in there, because they don't feel whole unless they have lots and lots of stuff all around them. And they don't want people around them. They want stuff. You notice how they live alone in these big, like 60, 70, 80,000 square foot houses. And they have several of them, because one isn't enough for them. Nothing's ever enough for them. They're just miserable because they can't be God, and they don't want to actually appreciate the life experience, because whatever goes wrong down here, they also blame God. Okay? Because they want to be in control of everything, which is really a disease. It's a mental health problem to want to control everybody and everything. Get that? What I would say to anybody that's thinking that way, get a life. Get a life.
Everybody, I want you to know that if you're here, you belong here. Okay? And if you are here, it is also your responsibility to help take care of all the life that is here.
Amen.
Every one of your human brothers and sisters needs your help.
And we're talking about real care. You know, it really bothers me, because I've been a caregiver for over 20 years, and I'm down here talking about this homeless situation. They won't even look at our ideas from actual caregivers. Why aren't you talking to caregivers, people who do this job? Why are politicians deciding what to do with people? Haven't they had their chance? Haven't they screwed it up enough? Do you know how many women I talk to who are desperate to get off the bottom rung of caregiving, who would love a grant to open their own foster care home? Loving, caring people? There are so many of them, and that is where our homeless community belongs.
going to take to wake people up, but I really hope that you start waking up right now real quick because we need your help, okay? We need you to stand with us. There was a climate crisis rally a couple of weeks ago. Where did those kids go? How come, folks, we haven't fixed anything yet. We need you back out here. Okay, we need you back out here.
You know, it's not the climate, it's the attitude we need to change. It's our attitude towards life. And we need to start helping people and servicing people. And it's something I've done my whole life. And I've watched mostly women. There are some men in this business, but it's mostly women. And we're just getting shit on and used up when we need so many more people to come to this profession and help.
And it is
because there's so many people who need care. You can't stick somebody in a dirty camp, or even if you put them in housing, if you leave them alone when they need socialization, care, help. You know, somebody who's coming off of drugs and somebody who's severely traumatized, they need to be around people who haven't been severely traumatized. That's why we need appropriate care settings, not dirty camps. And I see all of you that support this, and shame on you. Sorry, you just listening?
I got a voice.
Sure, you want to talk?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Sir, what's your name?
So my name's Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Go for it.
I sell Street's newspaper. Our paper covers the real issues. The real issues are the homeless, the poor, the international. Not just on a local level, but also internationally. Our paper covers the real. The Oregonian is fake. It's a lie. They don't tell the truth.
Amen.
Period. Neither does the Willamette Week, and neither does the New York Times. But we do. What we need is people to step up and be real. Do you realize that after July 1st, if you lose your home to natural disaster, and that could be your wife died, that could be your husband died, that could be one of your children died, that could be everybody in the car that you were in died, and your house burnt down the same time. You are now illegal after the 1st of July. We're speaking on it on Wednesday at my company against City Hall. We're done. We're tired. We've been fighting this battle for a long time. If you look at me, I'm dressed well. But you know what? When I strip my clothes, I'm just like you. And I'm not dressed so well. If you look at me and realize that everything I'm wearing was free, was given by help. I got counseling. I got the right counseling. And they kept me in counseling for a long time once I moved indoors. Step up, people. Wake up to the facts. The facts are any one of you, and that's every one of you up there eating food, that are trying to ignore what I'm saying. I know you hear my voice. Check it out. I don't need this microphone. You still hear my voice. So, with that, wake up, people. Start knocking on doors, because you could be the next in line.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We're here every Friday. If anybody wants to speak to Street Roots, we're here.
Yes, absolutely. Please, bring them. Folks, if you are concerned about what is going on your planet, please join us. Our microphones are open to you. Come down, speak, stand with us. Let us know that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
And just so y'all know, these guys in the green and blue, these people say they're out here to help you. That's a lie. They don't give housing. They don't help. They don't give no direction other than how to get on a bus. And they can't even do that right. They'll call the cops. They'll take your home. They're part of Do Good. They're part of TPI. They're part of the Rescue Mission, Union Gospel Mission, Salvation Army. All those people way up in them chambers that have never struggled are in control of these people. And these people will steal your home. They'll take your tent, your sleeping bags, your blankets, your pillows, your clothes, your kids, your dogs, your chairs, your anything you got. If they don't like the way it looks, and they don't got the right to say how you look, just like we don't have the right to say how they're dressed. Other than pay attention to them, they're no good.
You know, he's absolutely right. I will tell you too, when our daughter was abused by the brother of a politician, they came to take all our stuff too. We were forced to pay our daughter's abusers. Okay? They
put liens on our house.
They put liens on our house. They tried to take our home. They are currently trying to silence us now. I have no doubt that they'd love to see us gunned down in the streets because they don't like that me and my husband are out here talking about the skeletons that they have in their closet. They want to keep coming out pretending that they care. And this fellow was absolutely right. You know, everybody right now, the police, Portland Street Response, all these responders, their paychecks are controlled by people who don't care about people, by people who want to get rid of people, and that's why we keep getting the results we're getting. They simply do not have the resources to help. They want people to not look valuable. People don't look valuable, and we are getting ready to do something right here in this city that we said we would never do again, and it's happening all over the world. When I watched this documentary on the Holocaust yesterday, I was just sick to my stomach because I look all over America and I see these filthy camps. You know, but this isn't 1939, okay? People in these camps are severely addicted to drugs. They're mentally ill. They've been left outside to just basically come apart at the seams because people aren't showing that they care. And that is one thing we excel at in adult foster care. It's a small environment where people can actually get the right type of care and social interaction.
Folks, in a Monopoly game, if you've ever played Monopoly, you know that the way to win Monopoly is to wipe everybody else off the board. Folks, that is what they are doing with us in real time.
And it'll send us all to hell.
Your life is nothing but a Monopoly game to these people, the money worshippers, the people running everything. They are running your governments. They are running your media. Wake up! Wake up!
It's up to people to individually wake up. Like I say to the police officers, it's up to you to wake up and not engage, not hurt your fellow citizens. You know, it's up to all of us to start waking up and recognizing what's happening and recognizing that human life has value. That is actually what was said at the end of this video about the Holocaust. It was a great documentary. I posted it on Justice for Qadira. But at the end, the guy was saying that what we should learn from this is that life matters and we should never allow such an atrocity to ever happen again. Yet it is happening. But this time it's global. Okay? And what are we doing? We need to understand as human beings, we don't exactly understand everything that's happening. just worshipped. It's so gross to watch it, and it turns my stomach. Like, oh, they have so much money, so they're so great. Why? What makes somebody so great if they're hoarding cash while billions suffer? And not because the people aren't working. You know, when I look at Nike, which to me convinced me that Phil Knight isn't the devil, because I think he is. He's the reason America bought into all this outsourcing. Okay? So we outsourced the slave model, not the model that we were building here. And that's when we started losing. Because companies started saying, oh, I can go overseas and it can be cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Well, now look. Now the people who are living in the other countries are coming here because they can't even get $1 an hour where they are.
Folks,
why is that?
We got to start waking up. We got to start recognizing that people should matter. Okay? Folks, if we wanted to, and I want you to realize this, money, it's not some form of energy. It's not something that we have to pay homage to. Folks, it is an agreement. It is an agreement. And as sovereign, free will beings, every single agreement is negotiable.
And can we...
That's what we can do. As a united race of beings, we can decide that people are now the new economic standard. And that people can be recognizable for goods and services. Do you know how that would change our world? It would change the focus on property, on owning things and money, to taking care of people all the time.
To recognize is already being done with the digital currency. Okay? Once we move to digital currency, if your leaders don't like you, they will shut you off.
They can turn you off, folks.
And it's happening in China already.
They can shut off your access to society.
That's right. They can decide where you can go, where you can live, if you can eat. They'll decide it all once it's just the flick of a button.
We're talking about central bank digital currency. They're already signing it into law all over the world.
They just do what they want. It's like these lab-grown babies. Did anybody ask to be grown in a lab? What human being wants to be grown in a lab? I read in an article that 30 years from now, we won't even have, women won't have babies anymore. We will only have lab-grown babies, which makes me question whether there will be women here anymore, because the vitriol for women is off the charts. Like I said, and I'm going to say it again, they've been kicked out of their own religions. You know, here we have in the Christian faith, we've got Mary being called a prostitute when she never was that. Well, you know, in Islam, Qadira kicked out of her own religion. So she was the one that actually financed all of Islam, because she was the businesswoman. She was the one that financed all of Muhammad's adventures, essentially.
Also, she was the literary one. She was the one who could read and write.
But no, you know, and then again, Mary kicked out of her own religion like a piece of trash. Women matter, okay? And how people come into this world matters. And I don't understand. I mean, I understand why we can't have a conversation about it. The media is owned. But people need to care a whole lot more. Because every day after we finish these rallies, I go home and I see we didn't make the news, because we never do. And again, I realize what a difficult fight this is. Because if the chosen people, which is all of you who can see us and hear us, if you aren't spreading this message, no one is getting it. Okay? So it's on all of you, really. Me and my husband are doing our part. You are the chosen ones. Portland was chosen. But guess what? Portland has to choose. And if you're not going to at least help me and my husband get this message out, let people know what type of corruption we are actually facing. That a child was tortured and abused here in Portland. continue to get worse.
Folks, we need you to wake up. We're going to be out here every single week. We've been out here for the last 2 years. We're going to be out here 2.5 years. We're going to be out here however long it takes to help people wake up, because we need to wake up, folks.
Until we are swept off these streets, whether we are gunned down in the streets or we are imprisoned, because that is what they are planning. Like I said, we're sitting here with 5 criminal citations. Now, we've been going down to the court and no complaint has been filed. But rest assured, those of you I know who want your concentration camps and want people dead and all this, that, and the third, you agree with this sickness, you're making your plans. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody tries to stand up for the life on this planet, there is evil out there that
gets rid of them,
take them down and gets rid of them. Every single time, without fail, we know what we're up against.
Folks, from Jesus all the way down to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., folks, they have been getting rid of the people that have been trying to equalize things here on this planet for people so that we can matter. But we need you to be engaged right now, okay? We need you to recognize what kind of tyranny we are facing on this planet. It's not good. It's not good, okay? So, folks, please, come down, join us. Tell people that this protest, this is an activity that is protected by your U.S. Constitution. Come express yourself. Come, let everybody know that you're not putting up with the garbage that is going on this planet anymore.
I'm telling you, if you're going to church every Sunday, get down here on Friday. Because your church leaders, I haven't heard from them. I don't see nothing good coming out of any of the churches, any of the mosques, or any of the synagogues. You know what I see? I see money worship.
That's right.
And I tell you, there's a lot of wolf in sheep's clothing.
What was your name again?
Yeah, I remember you, Paul.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you.
That was amazing.
Thank you for coming down and talking and preaching. We need you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if you want to preach again, I mean, we're here every Friday.
Yes. So
and this
anytime
town
you're
needs to
feeling the
hear
spirit, come down. We're here. We're going to be here.
Amen. Yeah, I actually had quite a few people tell me that they enjoyed your sermon. So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because these are always filmed. So, yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for being out here and caring.
God bless you, Paul.
Yes.
Folks, we're going to get out of here.
Yeah, I got to actually get back to work. Because like I said, that's what I do in my free time. I'm not my free time, but I'm a caregiver, so I'm going to go take care of people. And that's what we all need to be doing, because we're supposed to be helping God take care of all of the life on the planet. This is a big project. It's not for us to control. It's for us to be here helping. That's why every single person is here. And every single person, even if they've done bad things in the past, they can change. And they can begin to be that force that is helping God. But you know what? We need to recognize that we need to treat this place like it matters. And we need to start treating people like they matter. And something happened here in Portland, and I'm telling you, this is basically humanity's last stand. This is it. Because we are not going to make it. The youth, it's over for them. Because they're not going to have families. There's going to be babies born in labs to rich people. And then there'll be the babies that are born in labs that will be used as slaves to do the jobs the robots won't do or can't do. So guess what? This will be hell. That's
fine.
Amen.
People are people. They're going to be people. And we need to care about them however they are.
And in whatever condition they are, we need to start healing people. And I don't mean, off offering them surgeries and pills and all this kinds of stuff to numb out their experience here. We have to help them so they can actually engage and appreciate the experience here. Time in the physical realm is a gift, and you are only here for a very short amount of time. For anybody to be thinking there is too many people on this planet, that is such an arrogant, sick thought. We are here to engage with the life and care for the life. That's it.
Folks, and if you've done bad things, if you've done wrong things, you can't be redeemed. You can't be rehabilitated. Repent. Repent.
That's right. That's
Say
right.
you're sorry.
And
Genuine apology. Not just to who your victim, but to yourself and to God. And then come back to us.
And be better, because you can. You can change in an instant if you want to. And parents, let's please start having real conversations with our kids about the use of money. It's a dangerous object. People will sell you anything nowadays. They don't care what it does to you. Any kind of pill, any kind of surgery, they don't care if it destroys your life. They just want to suck every dollar they can out of you before they discard you. Be honest to your children, okay? Because the money's not being used the way it's supposed to be being used at all.
Folks, no, it is being used the way it's supposed to be used. Money was created to help. Money wasn't created to help people. What was your name again? Dwayne, right?
My name's Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Check it out, people. The 1st to the 4th of July, we fought a battle of independence. Our battle was to free our nation and our people of the slaveries of the riches of England. If you think that England in any way is our friend, they own 3 of the 5 world banks. They are not. We are Americans, sovereign, as he said. We come as sovereign Americans, not United States citizens. We are not. We're American citizens. Wake up. You are sovereign. You are not. And not one of your IDs will spell your name right. And I'll bet any of you that want to step to the plate, your name ain't spelled right. And I don't even have to look at your ID.
Yeah, you know, he's also spot on, because I want people to understand, Jesus is king, for sure, 100%. If you don't know that, that's just what it is. Jesus Christ is king. But right now, there's a whole lot of people that think King Charles is king. And I watched that coronation, and it was nothing but blasphemy.
And this man, he actually thinks he's the king of the world.
That's right.
Not just of England.
That's right.
Okay?
And he's a big weefer. He's totally on board with the World Economic Forum. They are starting their military operation to depopulate. That's what's going on. And that's what we're going to start seeing happening, because that's what they've put into motion.
But folks, as the free will sovereign citizens of this planet, you have built-in authority, and you can stop this from happening. You can stop it, okay? But we need you to care. We need you to care about people like you have never cared about people before. Right now. Okay, so my wife and I, we're going to be down here next week, same time, same place. And we want you to join us. And we're going to leave you with this.
Let's wait till the train moves. Yeah, we're about to leave you with something. And I really hope next week we see people come back, because I'm telling you, we've been down here for 2.5 years, but we've been fighting for 16 years. And the time to start this fight was 16 years ago. And we never got it going. Me and my husband, we've been talking about the corruption we've experienced in the system, and people didn't believe us. We've been ridiculed, we've been mocked, we've been made fun of. And look, all the chickens are coming home to roost. Everything we were talking about is happening. So either we're going to let this happen, or we're not.
Or we're going to stand up to it.
We can time.
And we need just common people like yourselves to come together. We need to stand united as one people, one race of beings. We're not different. We're all the same. We're all one family under God.
And I'm telling you, these evil people that are in charge, they need our help, not the other way around, you guys. Not the other way around. Stop thinking about it like that. You know, I just read that the World Health Organization, pretty soon, they're going to be able to put us into lockdown. It won't even be our public officials deciding that anymore. We are being sold off. And I'm telling you, if we don't stand up, and I mean now, I don't know, it's going to be a real scary time. I'm very worried about all these people being rounded up. I'm going to have to sit here and watch this. And I don't want to watch it. I really don't. It terrifies me, the direction that mankind has gone in. And the fact that our daughter has got no acknowledgement, no recognition, no nothing since this happened. It tells me who's in charge. Okay? These satanic people, they're very, very satanic, okay? Satan is real. He does his thing. He makes suggestions, and a lot of people like to go along with it. And that's what we have. I'm not going to get into people's individuals, but these political parties we have, fake, both sides.
There's no, folks, there's no Democrat or Republican, folks. There's just money worship going on all over the planet.
And they play both sides to the middle. They're very, very clever. That's the one thing. I can hand out some compliments to the money worshipers because they work together like a well-oiled machine.
They are very organized.
Very organized. They have the narrative down. They have control of the narrative, and they have control of every single major news station, and including little ones. Because as you can see, me and my husband can't get any help. Well, I will say, though, Street Roots hasn't covered our story, though, because they can't.
Thank you. Well, we appreciate that. We're waiting for it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Folks, we're going to leave you, though, with this, because we got to get out of here, but we will be back. This is what we want you to know. I am the value.
I am the value.
You are the value.
You are the value.
We are the value.
We are the value.
We're not talking about money. We're not talking about gold or silver. We are not talking about cryptocurrency. We are talking about you. You are what is valuable, and you are what the